Week 2 NFL predictions against the spread. Let's get into it. My first pick of the week is the Chicago Bears +6 versus the Lions. Look, both teams did not show up in week 1. The Lions got draxed by the Packers. The Bears blew a pretty solid lead against a rookie quarterback. Well, not technically a rookie, but J.J. McCarthy is essentially a rookie. And both teams didn't look all that great. And this is honestly more of a pick against the Lions than a pick for the Bears. I'm not super confident in the Bears as a whole, but both teams look pedestrian. I don't think the Lions are running away with this game. And look, I've got to lay essentially a touchdown. I think the Lions will probably win, but I think it's probably a 60-40 type game. I think the Bears have a legit chance. And if the Bears do lose this game, I think it'll be within a touchdown. So I've got the Bears +6. My next pick of the week is the Titans +5.5 at home versus the Rams. Look, it's a West Coast to almost East Coast trip. Got it across 2 time zones. Got to lose those hours. And in all honesty, both teams have good defenses. Both teams, Rams won in week 1, low-scoring game. Titans lost in a low-scoring game. The Titans are at home. They're playing a worse defense than the Rams than they played in week 1. I think it's going to be a close game. I think the over-under should probably be 35 points. I expect this to be kind of a Rams 17, Titans 14 type game. I get 5.5 points at home. I don't think the Rams are blowing this team out. Very similar to my Bears and Lions pick. I probably will take the money line of the Lions, and I'd probably take the money line of the Rams, but 6 points and then 5.5 points respectively. I've got to take that. My next pick is the Colts at home versus the Broncos. Colts +2.5. Look, week 1 might have been a fluke. I thought the Colts sucked. To a degree, they proved me wrong. The offense was electric. They were very efficient. And the defense completely dismantled that Dolphins team. And look, the Dolphins have talent. Even if you think they got a bad coach and a bad quarterback, which is debatable, they've got Tyreek Hill, they've got Jalen Waddle. I mean, those guys should break out for something. They should get you to 14, 17 points easily. Look, I'm not 100% sold on this Colts team. They're at home. I'm getting a field goal. I think it's probably going to be a low-scoring game. The Colts won't be as efficient on offense. I don't think the Broncos are going to. If the Broncos win, I don't think it's going to be by much. I'm taking the Colts money line, and I'm taking the +2.5. My next pick of the week, I've got the Falcons +4.5 versus the Vikings. Look, I think both these teams are very, very similar. I think the Falcons are probably a slightly better team. I do understand that they are on the road for this game. But I think Penix is a better quarterback. I think the Falcons have a better offense than the Vikings. Defensively, you were splitting hairs here. I think they're pretty similar on defense as well. But I think this Falcons team is legit. They went toe-to-toe with the Buccaneers, who I think are a top 5 team in the NFL. They showed a lot of heart. They barely missed that kick at the end of the game. I think the Falcons win this game outright. And I could see a situation where it comes down to 1 or 2 point Vikings win. But I've got the Falcons +4.5. My final pick of the week, Chargers -3.5 versus the Raiders. Look, this line does not make any sense to me. I understand the Raiders are at home, so they get that little 2-point boost. On a neutral site, we think the Chargers are only 5.5 points better than the Raiders. Are we serious? The Raiders cannot run the football. The Raiders cannot play from behind. Geno Smith is not a good quarterback. They played a bad team in New England, in the New England Patriots. They had a lead, and everything looked fine for the most part. This Chargers team is going to blow out the Raiders. It's going to be messy. I'm expecting a 14, 17, 21-point victory. So to recap, my picks are Rams +6, Titans +5.5, Colts +2.5, Falcons +4.5, and Chargers -3.5. And those are my predictions for week 2.